Call the meeting to order. May I have a roll call, please? She's,
She's out waiting for Sylvia.
Here she is.
Oh, here she is.
She heard something. She heard that.
I was gonna let Sophia in, but I heard her say that, so. Alright.
I thought that was her car I saw.
How
did you?
Here.
Aaron Sutherland.
Here.
Sophia Pennington. Tim Curl.
Here.
And David.
Here.
All righty, if you all would join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now we'll have a moment of reflection. Alrighty, the purpose of this meeting is to discuss the tax rate discussion. Mr. Watts?
All right, we got the rates in Friday, I think was it Friday?
Thursday.
All these days running
Thursday.
together on you. So we just wanted to get with you quick. Again, we're not making any decisions tonight, but we just wanted to get the timeline together so we could get out the posting for the hearing. And, we don't meet until the 14th. And then, if we had to wait until then, that's going to be kind of pushing it. So we just want to get ahead of the game. And what we have, you got the handout. Did you pass the handout?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Okay, what we did for you is just give you an idea of where we are now. We're sitting at 96.4. So with all of the assessments and everything, the base rate would be 79.8, and if we took the additional 5%, it'd be the 5.6, and then with the exonerations, if you remember last year we had like 0.4 for exonerations, but this year it's up to 3.0, and one of the reasons being is because they made that big mistake last year. We didn't collect that, so if we were to take that 3, then we could get some of that money back that we lost last year. So with all of that, we're looking at an 88.4 is the most that we would ask for. So again, not saying that we're gonna ask for that, but for the notice, we would say we would set a tax rate up to that. And then, of course, within the next few weeks or so, we'll be talking about the reasons I'm asking for what it is that I'm asking for, and then we'll make a decision. So
And where are we at right now?
we're at 96.4. So either way, we're going down. We're gonna go down. It just depends on how much we're gonna go down. And again, I'm gonna be asking for something because, we got the stadium coming up and a whole lot of other things that we really, really need to do. But that discussion is for later. Tonight is just basically, we want to show you the numbers. That's as much as we would go. And the notice will say up to that amount. Any questions?
Will the notice include where it's at now?
Well, it
At
will.
the bottom is a sample notice, just
Yeah.
to show you what it says.
Okay.
The KDE gives us a template, so we have to follow this, and we just kind of fill in the blanks. And I did just notice, I am so sorry, so under the add date, so I printed out a calendar, and we have to set a tax rate within 45 days, and it counted out my days. Well, August 18th is the 18th day, and August 25th is the 25th. So that is supposed to say we would do an ad on August 12th and August 19th. So I apologize for that.
It happens.
I was
August
looking at the
12th,
wrong number.
August 12th, and
So we'll do this, so we have to advertise 2 consecutive weeks. So
Um,
the first week would be August 12th, Monday, August 12th, and then the second week would be Monday, August 19th.
okay.
And at the bottom of the page, Tim, you were asking, this is just a sample of what we put out last year. So we'll look similar to that, but those numbers will be different.
Okay.
I just have a question. What are exonerations?
Jennifer,
Jennifer.
exonerations, explain that
I
again.
apologize.
Exonerations.
Exonerations are, so when we do our budget budget, we base it off an assessment value of, let's say, $1 million. We plan our entire year if there's $1 million. So throughout the year, if there are, residents that turn 65 and then get the homestead exemption, maybe their property, they won the dispute on how much their property was valued, or in the case of this last year where we had to give some refunds to some businesses that had some incorrect filings, we get to claim that in the following year to make up for that lost revenue. So that 3.0 is a number that KDE gives us, that's not a number that we have, and if you look at that second page that I gave you, you'll see that very last long line here in the section, it says no 3.0 cents may be added to the above property rights to recover prior year losses due to exonerations.
And if you look at last year, our exonerations were only 0.4.
Yeah.
So, like, there were so many corrections this year that we went from 0.4 to 3,
Yeah.
which is crazy. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And again, there's gonna be a whole lot of discussion in the next couple of weeks, so, you know, I have answers for you and reasons we wanna do what we do. We'll be able to talk about what it is we need to do here in the district, so.
And the nickel is, we've always had that, right?
We have 2 nickels, so we're kind of looking at maybe possibly doing a 3rd nickel.
So that's what this 5.6 is, the third nickel?
Yeah.
Okay. When's the last time we did a nickel?
We haven't done anything since I've been here. Every year,
When was that nickel?
That was probably 2000 and maybe 18 or 19 or
I
something
think
like
that
that.
sounds about right, when
Yeah.
I've seen, looked back at old records, I
Yeah.
think it's around that timeline.
Yeah. Now, with the third nickel, will we have to do the petition? Because we had to get it, we had to.
So the 3rd, if we have, and there's several different ways, and again, we'll kind of go through all this in the coming weeks, and we have, Mr. Salisbury coming to speak to you all at the work session to kind of explain all of that works. But with the, if we do an official nickel, it does become recallable, but
No.
because we are still, asking for under the House Bill 40 rate, if we understand, some answers we got from KDE yesterday, then it does not, if we don't call it an official nickel and we just add it in and then move the money over, it's similar to what Jefferson County does, then it doesn't become recallable.
Okay,
So instead of it being an official nickel, then we're kind of making it an unofficial nickel, and then every year when we get all the tax money in, I will, instead of KDE saying, here, move X amount of dollars, the board, kind of takes action and says, hey, we are committing to move the equivalent to this 5.6% over to the building fund for future, projects as far as, facilities.
okay. Now, so that would include the stadium project, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty, any more questions? So tonight, we're just here to give you all permission to move forward with the notices.
Correct, yeah, you don't have to take action, just need your blessing
Yes.
that you're good with these dates, and we'll, Kim and I will get with the paper, and we'll get all of those printed, so, and just good with this 88.4 number, because you have to have a number, so as long as you're,
That's the ceiling.
Yes, correct, yes.
And the notice will read that it could be less, right? Isn't that what the notice
Yeah.
So,
reads?
yeah, I can KDE's template does not have any wording in it that says up to, but I'm sure I can certainly add that and there not be an issue. Really, as long as the notice says 88.4 and includes that some of it may be for a nickel and exonerations, you all are free to levy anything on that adoption,
Okay.
on that night that you want underneath that.
Okay,
So if you all choose to do otherwise, it's fine. We just needed your blessing that it was okay to put the 88.4, because inevitably if people see it, you all will get questions. So you all can, say, hey, we may not be doing that, there's nothing set in stone, that's just the max that we might do.
Right. Okay, so this is more of a potential exposure letter.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
All
will
right.
be taking 4% on this.
Assuming you all vote for that, you all
Well,
may, if you all
right.
choose not to,
But
which I hope not, but.
Okay, but that number is not in
So yes, the 4% is the 79.8.
here. Okay.
So if, you all did vote to take the compensating rate, it's lower, so we're still covered in the hearing notice. The 88.4 just covers all possible bases that you all could take action
This
on.
88.4 is the absolute maximum amount we can take under the law.
Right.
I mean, you could take more, but we're not requesting you take more.
Yeah, I'm not asking for.
I mean,
more
we
than
could
that.
take the same rate that we have this year, we could take the 96.4, and under the law, you all could vote to do that. We're not recommending that you all do that, though. But if you all thought you might want to do that, then we need to know that, so I can put that in the meeting notice.
How did we come to this 88.4? I'm just curious.
So, the 79.8 is the 4% that KDE gives us, which is on the second page here.
Okay.
The 5.6, if you'll look underneath in item D, that second line underneath the motor vehicles, says 5.6 cents, that's our nickel. A nickel isn't really a nickel, it's 5.6 for our district. And then the exoneration number is there. So all of them are on, you have the official KDE backup for your reference if you were to ask, or, and of course, we're gonna give you a lot more information, but that's where those numbers came from this report that KDE gives us.
Okay.
I would, in the future, it would be nice to know that, about this, if you're gonna put a nickel on an addition, it would be nice to know that in advance before a public meeting. That's all I got.
Well, this is
This is we just got these numbers on Thursday, so this is your notice.
Cool.
You get all of that information when we have a real meeting. This is just to talk
This-
about.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
doing the,
Notification.
the notice.
Right.
Again, we're gonna talk about.
Yeah, we're just giving you
real
all the
numbers. These are real
possibilities.
numbers.
I've just never seen a nickel added on anything before.
Because we have never taken it, because this year we are asking, so we already have nickels built into our rate. We have 2 nickels built into our tax rate automatically, so that 76 or 79.8 already has the 2 previously levied nickels in it.
Okay.
This year, due to, we have aging buildings that need repairs, we have a stadium that we need to finalize, we are bringing to you that we would like to possibly add a 3rd nickel to that.
Okay.
So that's why it's a little new this year compared to what you've seen in previous years.
And so when we talk with the public, this is just a proposal.
Yes,
And the board has not taken action because there's still discussion that needs to take place before we decide on the final rate. But we, as a board, have to bless the notice process,
right.
and that's all this is.
So unless somebody is watching live, the public will not know this number until August 12th at the earliest, so you all have, So August 12th will be when it goes out to the public, and that's assuming anyone happens to be on the Kentucky Enquirer. That's the one we're required
Or we
to
send it
place
out.
it in.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the past, again, we didn't ask for that because, the assessments went up and we were able to lower the rates and, we just took the 4%. But this year, I feel that we need to do more, so that's why I'm asking just to put this number out. And again, we'll have discussions about the reasons why, and I'll bring you all, all the research and everything that we need to do, and then we make a decision on where to go with it, so.
Okay.
Jennifer, this nickel, the nickels, did they all go into the building fund? Is that where they all go?
So each year KDE gives, when we get that SEEK printout, there's a little box in the corner that says this is your nickel amount. And so I have to make an entry that moves our tax revenue from general fund over to the building fund.
All right, everybody good? Well, you have our blessing to
All right,
proceed with the
thank
notice.
you. We'll get that done.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All righty, next, we're going into executive session to continue the superintendent, evaluation. So I need a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
It's been moved in second, all in favor? Okay.
If there's paperwork on this